Welcome, Libra, to your November 2023 ethics reading with me, Daniel Natal, where you'll get your Natal chart. This month, that you're going to be going through several themes that are related to legal matters is going to be one of the themes, and another one is going to be romance. Which might have something vaguely to do with an Aquarius. But remember, whenever I talk about these things, signs, whether it's Libra or whether it's Aquarius, I'm talking about personality types. As you know, I believe in kind of Heraclitus's dictum that to understand somebody's destiny, you have to understand their character, right? And if you do that, you'll get people's kind of behavioral patterns and you'll have an insight into what things are likely to unfold based on that. So when I say Aquarius, it would be comparable to, in the zodiac, it would be, in the Myers-Briggs system, it would be an INTP, which is an introvert, intuitive, thinking and perceiving type of person. For a Libra, you guys are usually ESF or you guys are usually ESFJs, which is somebody who is extrovertive, sensing, feeling, judging, and I'm one of those. I'm a Libra, so. And so anyway, so I am also an intuitive person. So I believe in kind of looking at the randomness of the universe, and I'm going to shuffle this deck, which has all of the greatest kind of thoughts of the most illustrious thinkers, ethicists, and philosophers of all time. And, we will see what they think, and I'm going to give you your ethics in convenient fortune cookie form, and I will do so by shuffling the cards and seeing what messages the universe has for you. And the first message that the universe has for you is the strength of a man's virtue should not be measured by his special exertions, but by his habitual acts. Pascal. I'll repeat that. The strength of a man's virtue should not be measured by his special exertions, but by his habitual acts. That goes with Aristotle. Aristotle says something very similar. He says that excellence is not an act, it's a habit, right? And so you have to kind of cultivate these good habits. And that is what ethics is all about. Ethics is kind of personal development. It is not controlling others. It is self-control, right? And you're figuring out how to, kind of rein that in. And the Libra personality type, so far as that goes, is a senses-based person. So it's going to be really hard for Libras. On the good side of that is that you love beauty and you love poetry and art. On the bad side of a senses-based person is that you have a tendency to give into like alcoholism, drugs, sex, rock and roll, gluttony too, which is actually coming up because Thanksgiving, as statue Daniel there is preparing for, is on its way. So don't overeat. So that's a message for you. A second message for you from the universe is ethics is the art of living well. Cicero. Ethics is the art of living well. And this goes toward what I was just saying. Ethics is self-control. It is personal development. It's, like people are creatures of habit, right? Remember, excellence is not an act, but a habit. And if you allow life to kind of just, give you habits as you float along, people will kind of impart vices to you. Vices are very lucrative. People make money off of vices. They really don't make money off of virtue. So they're going to steer you toward gambling. They're going to steer you toward, drinking and alcoholism. But your job is to kind of impart good habits. You're to hack the brain. For instance, if you there's something called the WOOP system, which is a wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. And a neurologist named Gabriela Oettingen came up with that. And so she saw how the brain worked, right? And how you do habit formation. And it takes place in the basal ganglia, the same part of your brain in the back of your brain that does involuntary motions like blinking and breathing and heartbeat, all that kind of stuff. Well, habits are there too. So they're very, very hard to root out, but you can do it. You can hack it. And say, for instance, you have a tendency to eat candy bars. You can hack it by every time you have that urge, you eat a carrot instead. And after you do it so many times, like 40, 50 times, then that becomes the habit. And you can kind of create good habits. And that's what Cicero called, kind of a second nature, creating a second nature. And we still use that phrase today. The third message to you is when a man is prey to his emotions, he is not his own master. Spinoza. I'll repeat that. When a man is prey to his emotions, he is not his own master. And that is what ethics is as well, self-mastery, right? So you're not being controlled by vices, you're being controlled by your own kind of like higher goals, your own aspirations. You're not just a slave to emotion. Somebody said that online I saw, and they said that, like in an advanced society, where we go by empathy, and I was like, no, that's not what an advanced society is. I said an advanced society is where you go by logic and reason. You go by wisdom. Our ancestors wanted wisdom, not unconditional love, because love is still on the bandwidth with hate, right? It's an emotion. It's the creation of hormones in the vagus nerve in the body. Animals can have emotion. Animals cannot, however, have logic and reason. This is where we get closer to kind of the thoughts of God. And this is what philosophy and ethics is all about. And I will see you next time. Remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you have any other ethics questions, feel free to reach out to me and we can have a Zoom call if you want. You can see my contact information down in the description below, and I will catch you next time. Get my book, Actionable Ethics, to understand the basic concepts of ethics, as well as to learn how and why moral structures permitted us to create an advanced civilization. Without those moral structures, society falls apart. You can order the ebook by going to my website, actionableethics.com, or a physical copy by going to online retailers like Amazon.com. Learn how to embed ethics into your business processes during onboarding for new employees, and discover how to generate an ethical cultural field at your business or even among your children at home. Order it now. Actionable Ethics.